Tired of dealing with annoying flies, fruit flies, and gnats in your home? The Zevo Flying Insect Trap is your ultimate solution. Don't wait. Check out the link in the video description now to get your Zevo Flying Insect Trap on Amazon and enjoy a bug-free home today.
A woman bravely opened up about the abuse she suffered at the hands of her ex, who crucified her and set her on fire after she ended their relationship. Oksana Kuzmenko, 40, told a court how her ex-partner Oleg Skigalikin, 33, subjected to a cruel torture in revenge for their breakup. She revealed how Skigalikin staged crucifixion by nailing her to a wooden plank after she broke up with him. The sick criminal then poured petrol on his ex-girlfriend and set her on fire, leaving her completely unrecognizable. Oksana had suffered horrific wounds following the brutal torture in which she lit up like a candle. Skigalikin was sentenced for 12 years in a strict regime penal colony by a Russian court for attempted murder with extreme cruelty. But he has since volunteered to fight for the warmonger in his invasion of Ukraine, and so is unlikely to spend much time in jail. The victim bravely gave evidence in court about the hideous attack in which he beat her for an hour and threatened to kill her. In October last year, Skigalikin reportedly ambushed Oksana near her home in Ekaterinburg and took her to a car repair workshop where he worked as a welder. He ignited her in flames after nailing one of her legs to a wooden plank and corkscrewing a tool into her other leg. He then doused the flames, but only after she had sustained serious burns. Skigalikin drove off with the victim to the city of Asbest, presumably to kill and bury her in a forest en route. But quick-witted Oksana deliberately crashed the car into another vehicle, an act which likely saved her life. He fled the car as cops arrived at the scene, but was detained later that night. Oksana told the police about the horrifying ordeal as they found her in a terrible condition. She was diagnosed with severe burns to the upper limbs, upper respiratory tract, neck, face, and buttocks. She had wounds in her limbs from the nail and corkscrew and was in a grave condition in hospital. In court, she said, "He took off my boots. He took my left leg and hammered a nail into it. And in my right leg, he took something like a corkscrew and twisted this sharp object into my right leg. At the same time he said that he would kill me. He gave me time until 4 a.m. He took out a cigarette and a lighter, and poured petrol. So, I lit up like a candle. He took a fire extinguisher, but before this, he smoked a cigarette and watched me burning. He tore the burnt skin off my right hand." Women's Aid has this advice for victims and their families. If you are a victim of domestic abuse, support line is open Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on 01708 765200. The charity's email support service is open weekdays and weekends during the crisis. Message info@supportline.org.uk. Women's Aid provides a live chat service available weekdays from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and weekends, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. You can also call the free phone 24-hour National Domestic Abuse Helpline on 0808 2247. The attack came after Oksana told him she wanted to end their relationship. According to the victim's mother, the couple had been dating for about 6 months. Skigalikin had hidden his past as a convict with previous sentences for hijacking, theft, battery, and drunk driving, Oksana said. His lawyer Olga Polishchuk claimed after the trial that he would appeal as he never intended to kill her when he nailed her to a plank and set her ablaze. She said, under interrogation and in court, he always said, "I loved her." He would appeal the conviction for attempted murder, but meanwhile had applied for a scheme that enabled him to receive a pardon from Putin after serving 6 months in his war. Taking part in the war, he would be able to make amends to her, his lawyer said. The despot previously released tens of thousands of his country's most dangerous criminals, including murderers, rapists, and pedophiles, to join his deadly invasion. Thousands of the poorly trained and ill-equipped prisoners were forced to their deaths in suicidal meat grinder assaults or faced the firing squad if they refused. Those who managed to survive 6 months had their convictions and sentences wiped. Yet, dozens of those pardoned by Putin went on to commit new horrific crimes, including murder and rape, since being freed to return to civilian life. In November, Putin pardoned a self-confessed cannibalistic Satanis.